Many of us dismiss astrology completely. So you were born under a blood moon. Does that make you the most powerful employee at 7-Eleven? Good for you. But the problem with astrology is that other people take it seriously. Also, if exposed to it too early, some of us could actually form our personalities around assumptions about who we are, other people telling us who we are. Think of this as like a fatalistic fantasy. Now, Western astrology and Chinese astrology are different. In Western astrology, people fall under a sign for a month that they were born in. And in Chinese astrology, people fall into these 12 animal symbols depending on the year of your birth. Plus, there are subcategories depending on which year you were born, and these come in 60-year cycles. Now, this coming year is the year of the fire horse, the fire horse. The last year of the fire horse was 1966. Now, fire horse sounds so cool, but did you know that during the last year of the fire horse, birth rates plummeted in Japan because the Japanese have a superstition that women born in that year will be trouble. They may eat their husbands. To have such a daughter is supposed to bring bad luck on the family. Now, to me, a fire horse woman sounds awesome, like a metal cover from the 80s, like this beautiful woman in a metal bra and a flaming sword riding on this jacked horse into battle. Sign me up. I'd be thrilled to have a daughter this year. I'll get her a broadsword for every single birthday. No pressure, but if you do want to pillage and burn to the sounds of heavy metal, your mama is going to support you every step of the way, honey. But she's going to be like, but mama, these broadswords are a really unrealistic gift given the size of my bedroom. And I'll be like, I love you, baby. That's why I keep getting you swords. I love you, baby. But some people take a different view, like the people of Japan in 1966. Here's an article that really delves into the phenomenon. Plus, related, in Korea in 1990, the year of the white horse, that also led to a decline in female births that year. Now let's take a look at this article, The Year of the Fire Horse, Why Did Births Plummet in Japan in 1966 by Kikawa Toru. Kikawa Toru. The superstition is based on the 60-year cycle of 12 zodiacal animals associated with the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. In the early Edo period, 1603 to 1868, a malicious story spread that women born in the year of the fire horse were hot-tempered and would eat their husbands alive. Hell yeah! This was the fake news of the day, spread via puppet theater and popular books with no rational evidence to back it up. Okay, scroll down a bit. When I looked at the records, I discovered a number of little-known facts. One is that the gender ratio of newborns in 1966 shows almost none of the imbalance of previous years of the fire horse. There is no sign that any girls born in this year were killed, as had happened in the past, because that happens and that's serious. Also, even though abortion was legal, there is no evidence that the number of abortions increased in 1966. Well, that's nice of them to not kill them this time around. Unfortunately, that is not always the case with female infanticide. Anyway, by process of elimination, the low numbers of birth in 1966 must have been due to many young married couples consciously deciding to avoid pregnancy. A media boom looking back. It is apparent that there was a huge amount of media coverage from 1964 about the year of the fire horse in newspapers and magazines, as well as on television shows, alongside warnings to be careful and avoid pregnancy. There were admonishments to ignore it and to stamp out superstitious beliefs. As a result, everyone in Japan knew the purportedly inauspicious fire horse was coming, whether they were likely to have a child in the family or not. Among the coverage, there was a strong focus on the tragedies encountered by women born in 1906, the last time the cycle came around. As they approached the age of 20 in 1925, they found it difficult to get married, and a number of unmarried women committed suicide. These stories had a powerful impression on readers. Now, Toru has written a book on the fire horse phenomenon, and they pose the question, will this happen again in 2026, which is this coming year? Will the superstition continue? And now, of course, Japan is going through record low birth rates, so it's hard to tell if this year will be especially low because that's just the way the trend is going, or if it is because of this superstition. But did it make a difference? Well, I found this little bit of information from herald.net, which comes from Japan. In 2010, researchers Hiroyuki Yamada of Osaka University and Satoshi Shimizutani of Japan's Gender Equity Bureau checked in on the women born in 1966, the most recent year of the fire horse, to see how they fared. The women, researchers found, were in fact more likely to have been divorced than those close to them in age, born just a few years before or after. They were also less likely to have completed higher education, and their average household income was about $5,000 lower. Although the researchers did not specifically explore the reason for these women's relatively poor life outcomes, Yamada and Shimizutani believe that the likely cause is discrimination. After all, Japan takes the fire horse curse seriously. Births fell 15% in 1966 compared with the average of the previous 2 years. This could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Someone tells these girls there can be trouble their whole lives, a certain percentage may grow up believing that and they may act it out. Now, a similar phenomenon happened in Korea in 1990, the year of the white horse, where people felt women born that year would be trouble for their husbands. So the ratio of boys to girls born in 1990 was wildly uneven. If I were a guy born in 1990, I'd be kind of mad about it. I'd be like, where are all the girls at? Anyway, that's just speculation. I don't know for a fact how they felt about it. But what do you think? The year of the fire horse is upon us. If you are pregnant with a girl right now, she will be born under that sign. So how much harder are you trying for a girl this year? And if you are pregnant with a girl by accident, will you consider this superstition at all? For the record, there are millions of people born every single year. Think of your entire high school class. All those people are under the same Chinese astrological sign. How much like you are they? How much are you like them? Think about it. Okay, thank you, and I will see you all next week. Blessings for my fire horse girls.